Guys, how are you doing? I am doing great. This is running into marvelous lights, out of darkness, out of shame, running into marvelous lights. So what this slogan means, it simply means that someone is in darkness and they are in shame. When I mean in darkness, I mean you know how most of us nowadays are really embedded in different sins, and we are deeply attached to the very things that are destroying our lives. People are being addicted to the wrong things. We're looking for solace at the wrong things. We're looking for comfort from the world, but we have Christ, and I strongly believe that no matter how much we people are going to try to keep on doing the things that give us pleasure, these temporal pleasures, they will never, ever get us satisfied. Only Christ, the marvelous light, the best thing that will ever happen to us, is the only thing that can always fill us. So today's vlog is entitled What It Means to Move On in Life. What it really means to move on in life. I chose this topic because so many of us will go like, we say we're moving on in life when we're not really true to ourselves. We're not true to ourselves. We lie to ourselves that we're moving on in life, or actually when we're just standing and nothing has really changed. So what does it mean to move on in life? That's a question that you should ask ourselves. Have we really moved on when we claimed to maybe people, to ourselves, that we're moving on? Have we really moved on in life? So the key to moving forward, even in the hard times, is not to let our vision be guarded by what we can see, but by what we can envision, by having faith in God and believing that we are going to come through the hard times. So there's so many hard times right now. We're going through this corona pandemic, and man, so many people are in fear. I remember some friend of mine, she was so scared. She's really scared about this thing because it's really scary just to see how almost everything in the world has stopped. Academics and stuff, they're only maybe working through this internet thing, but it's not really working the way the things we plan them to be. People have plans, but plans are not going accordingly to what things are happening. So how can we move on? And if I'm not mistaken, I actually read that ever since the pandemic started, mental crises have arisen, and so many people right now are going through depression, anxiety, and stress and stuff. And so this is just a sign that is showing that we need something better. Don't you think? Despite of all these things that are out here, man, there's food, whatnot. We eat, we overeat, we do stuff, but we never get satisfied. We still get hungry after that. That's why we need to run to the marvelous light. So how do we move on? What it really moves on? What it means. What does it mean to really move on in life? Does it mean that I should claim and start telling people that I have moved on, or should it just be evident by how my things and my previous life and my previous actions, should they change or should they remain constant? What does it mean to move on? Well, moving on is not really easy for so many of us because, letting go of the past, things that have hurt us in life, and we feel like these things are supposed to be there as a reminder that we shouldn't really forgive those things, and we don't really let go of those things, but we claim to have moved on. There's some guy. Okay, I shouldn't say some guy, but you've ever heard of Neil Nedley? Check his. I'm gonna put his videos in the description box. His links rather in the description, and you should check up his videos. He's an internal doctor, internal physicist or something, and he also has a program. It's called Neil Nedley Health, and he mainly deals with mental health, and he has a recovery program. So he was explaining about some summit that he went to, and there was some lady, they were celebrating her 150th birthday, if I'm not mistaken. I think I'm not really precise with the digits, but so he also explained how she looked so happy, yet she didn't have most of her relatives. Her friends had passed away. So he had to go ask her. He was like, why are you so old and you have almost no one as a close relative or friend, but you look so happy and healthy? So he explained to them how much she grew from the pain. So like she would accept things and then she would move on in life. And that showed how much that's why she was so healthy and happier. But if you take the same exact case to someone who's at the same age, you find some other people, they're old, but they're so depressed about maybe their losses in life, how they've lost people. So my point is, growing from pain is necessary. If a tree is out there and that tree was necessary, that tree was responsible for some scar that you have. Yeah, this scar that I have, I actually got it from some stone. I was in the tree. I was really naughty when I was a kid. I got in the tree and then some friend of mine was stoning, and then she told me, get down, and I couldn't get down. I went like, wait, I'll get down. So unfortunately, she thought I landed down, and then she stoned, and then it just reached right here. So, but then I didn't really hold any grudges to her. I really loved her. So, but then to someone else, this thing, they would really nurture it and treat it as a curse or something. You know how people hold grudges even to as long as 7 years or something. So when something happens in life, a bad things that happen to you aren't things that, they're just bad things that are happening to you. You're not the bad thing. This is some quote I saw somewhere in some book. So we often tend to blame ourselves so much, and we feel as if we should forever feel so bad about the mistakes that we've done in the past. Cut the tree off. Cut it. If it reminds you of a past event that was tragic, cut it and forget about it and move on with your life. Pray about it. That's the most important thing. When you go through any trial, or when you are even in the happiest or the saddest moments in your life, the first and foremost important thing is to talk to God. Because sometimes we feel like we are going to find the answers when we tell people, but people are also human beings. They also have their own problems. We're all fallible. Let's face it. People even get tired of listening to other friends sometimes, even though some people may have the way to help you, but because they don't want to help you, they wouldn't help you. So we have one of the best resources. You can get down on your knees and you pray, and you can read the Bible. The Bible is one of the best. It's not one of the best, but the best books in the world. It literally has everything, every situation that you have in life. Someday, I remember someday, I don't remember which exact day, but it was in 2020 in November. I was really sad upon seeing my results, and they were really bad because I had to repeat some modules. And guess what? I opened the Bible, I prayed about it, and I talked to my sister, and then she told me that she was just so thankful, and she looked at the bright side that I was still in, and it's not like I was withdrawn or something, but she was so happy for the fact that I'm still there, and we should have looked at the brighter side that God is still giving me a second chance, as I spoke in the previous video. So I opened the Bible and I read Psalms 31. I chose 31 because 31 is the day which I was born, March 31. So when I opened it and I read the entire Psalms, guys, it was as if God was directly speaking to me. It was as if David wrote that psalm specifically for me. And I was in really deep pain, and I was in anguish. And the last verse says, "Be of good courage, and those who put their trust in God, their strength shall be renewed." And I thought about it. Be of good courage. No, never in the Bible have you ever heard when the Bible tells us that be at rest or something. Actually, the Bible encourages us to be of good courage, and we should have a merry heart doeth as medicine. But so in times of trouble, and what it really means to move on in life. Okay, what it really means to move on in life is forsaking the past things. To my life lessons, what I've learned is to move on in life is cutting away all the things that are in your life, and then moving on in the right way by going to Christ alone. He is the only one who can help you to fully rebuild your walls and put them back intact. Having the faith, be of good courage. And faith is something that we cannot see, right? But we are certain of the things that are unseen. So by believing that God will help us even through our darkest trials in life, then we can move on in life, but not by sticking and just keep on staying to the same level, But we say moving on won't always be easy, but is it worth it? 100%. It is worth it. So if you're still in a dilemma that you're unsure if you should forsake your things, if you're unsure that you should stop your bad behaviors, if you're unsure of leaving the things that are the very things that are giving you so much pleasure, but they're the same things that God is telling you to forsake, dude, move on, cut it off, and the other side of life is better. It's better with Christ. So what does it mean to move on in life? I hope this video has been really helpful, and I pray that you make just the right decisions in life, and that God helps you to choose wisely as you are forsaking the things that are in your life that are hindering you from getting closer to God. So running into marvelous light is running and not walking. Run to it because it's marvelous. You're in the darkness. Run to it and embrace Christ. Pray always. And a reminder, it's very important to always have a devotion in the morning when you wake up. Get down on your knees before you do anything. You pray and then you study your Bible. After studying, and then you can start your day off. So make the world not your friend, but make the world not your friend, but make the word from the Bible your best friend. And be guided by what the Bible says, because the Bible is true and his words shall stand forever and ever. And if you're having some doubts in God, you can also pray about that. Pray to God, tell him this and this, pour out your heart to him. God answers and he hears. Be 100% rest assured that he does really hear. So thank you for watching this video. Share this video to others, and comment, like, subscribe. If there are any questions or anything, leave them in the comment section below. I am going to read and reply to all of them. Thank you. May God bless you. Have a blessed day as you are going to be moving on in your life. Bye.